Hello everyone, back again with another cabinet modification video, this time with regards to the ATGAMES Legends Pinball. This is how I created my perfect ATGAMES Legends Pinball cabinet. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and let's get on with it. Okay, considering that my Legends Pinball is a mixture of official upgrades, purchase solutions and my own adaptations, let's discuss my first upgrade, which is an implementation of an 8-inch DMD. When I first modded this table, I used an unorthodox method of attaching the DMD. I did not want to ruin the back glass by drilling into it or cutting into it, therefore instead I have used my own method of actually allowing the back glass to be lifted slightly with the inclusion of cut down foam boards. This means I am able to return the table to a stock condition should I so wish in the future without having to see any damage to the black glass. I'll come back to this DMD a little later in the video when I remove the back box, but for now, as you can see, it fits snugly between the two speakers being 8-inch and looks quite neat from the front of this cabinet. Moving towards the front of the cabinet, this is the first of our official upgrades. This is the Legends Pinball Arcade Control Panel, and it incorporates a trackball, 6 additional buttons, and a joystick. The included trackball is rather decent, and if configured correctly in batocera or something like that, it can be used as a mouse pointer to good effect. The 6 buttons are also rather decent, but the star of the show here has got to be the inclusion of the joystick. This joystick is a massive improvement on the directional pad that's supplied with the stock unit. Moving to the front of the cabinet, I've incorporated a dual port USB panel mount here for transferring data between pen drives, hard disks and my PC, which is situated at the back of the machine. The cabling is running from front to rear of this pinball machine inside the cabinet to supply power to this panel mount. Please be careful when drilling into this, as you could rip the artwork on your cabinet. Moving on, I've incorporated a couple of these magnetized cup holders from Sealy. These are excellent cup holders, really strong, and will hold cups, bottles, cans or whatever, fixed securely to the legs of your ATGAMES Legends Pinball cabinet, and I can thoroughly recommend these. Okay, so my next modification is a relatively simple one. I've replaced the stock feet that come with this cabinet with these Castor Wheels. You will need to make sure that your Castor Wheels have a 10mm thread, and some of them may be quite short. The ones that I've got here were slightly short, so what I've had to do is actually incorporate a couple of washers so I've got some adjustment to them. Not that you're going to need adjustment anyway, because they seem to run fine and they are lockable wheels. I have purchased all the products that I've included in this video with my own funds, but I do put the products in my description. So if you want to look at the description, you will see the actual products that I purchased. I can vouch for these wheels. Work really well and enable you to move your cabinet around. Okay, so now beneath the cabinet we have the stock on-off switch, and also beneath here we have a black button. This is supplied with your VIBS board and is used to switch the display on the black glass. This button will require drilling into your cabinet to fit, but it's pretty simple to do. I've also incorporated some rope lighting beneath the cabinet to achieve some underlighting. This is affixed to the table utilising self-adhesive clips. You may need to purchase additional clips in order to have enough to go all around your cabinet. The rope lighting is 10-foot length, and the power lead to it will be able to be affixed down one of the legs of your cabinet to reach your mains plug. I'm not usually a big fan of LED lighting. I find most of it pretty tacky, but this rope light is pretty decent and looks really nice beneath your cabinet. Having moved around the rear of the cabinet and removed our back glass panel, there are 4 connections. HDMI connection there, which is a standard, speaker connection here, a non-standard HDMI connection, and our connection to the lower control panel. This HDMI connection is not a standard connection. Under no circumstances should this connection be confused with the HDMI connection that is to the main VIBS board. This one will blow or seriously damage your cabinet if you get these 2 cables mixed up. So note carefully before removal. Okay, having detached all the cable into the VIBS board and the bottom of this cabinet, I've now removed the 4 wing nuts. As you will note, these wing nuts are significantly longer than the stock variant. This is to accommodate my foam board, which is beneath the back glass. Having removed the 4 wing nuts and all the cabling, now I can remove the back box just so you can see what's underneath and how I've lifted it to accommodate the cabling to my DMD. With the back box removed, we can now see the 2 cables to my DMD and also the HDMI and USB cable from the ATGAMES Legends and how they pass through to the lower part of this cabinet. This is the foam board that I've utilised. I've used 2 pieces, put them together and cut out the accommodation slots for the cabling to pass through it. Also around the edge there you will see that I have got an edging strip so it looks nice from the front of the cabinet. This part here is in 2 pieces. That's because I didn't have enough foam board, but it doesn't matter. Nobody's going to see this anyway. It's just a point of looking nice from the front and sides of the cabinet. Here we have the accommodation slot for the cabling from the VIBS board down below, and also obviously I've had to cut out these 2 pieces here into the stock panel. You won't see this panel because it's going to be covered by the back box, so I'm not really bothered about that, which is why it looks a bit rough here, but it doesn't make any difference. You're not going to see it anyway. Now let's move on to the bottommost section. It's a nice inclusion to the ATGAMES Legends pinball that both rear sections have their own lockable door. This is the bottommost section of this cabinet and the part that houses my mini PC. There isn't a lot of room in here, as you can see, so therefore a mini PC is an ideal choice in this confined space. I've utilised a little shelf here to house my mini PC. The front USB ports are connected to the mini PC via very long USB cables. This cabinet is only a 1080p cabinet, therefore a mini PC is ideal for running the pinball tables on this cabinet. Remember to check my video description for any parts that I've utilised. Let's check out some gameplay footage and see this cabinet in action.